Stop the cap.
Look, I'm just going to say it in summary because I was sitting here listening to the video I did last night, which is a lot longer. Some of you like my feature length videos. Others, you know, I don't know how you feel. Maybe you just want me to get to the meat and the potatoes. But, you know, the more I just sit here thinking about it and what I was saying in that video. At the end of the day, just like that video I did about those, whatever you call them, the small airports, what were they, the courier airports, what are they called? The small airports, you know, because they don't want to pay anybody. And like that white man said at the beginning of the video, they don't want to pay the pilots, they don't want to pay the air traffic control, they don't want to pay the flight attendants, like they don't want to pay anybody. And that is the world that we live in. And you know, as much as, you know, you'll hear this talk about make America great again, and we want to go back to the 50s, and we want, you know, strong Christian families, right? Like, and this is why it's one of the reasons I can't stand religion. I can't stand these goddamn, you know, Christians, these evangelical Christians. How often do you hear Christians talk about, you know, jobs and economic opportunities? They don't. They have the same type of rhetoric that conservatives, you know, will throw at black people, which is that it's all about behavior. It's all about behavior, right? Because that's what religion is, you know, how religion is weaponized, right? It's weaponized to get people to fall in line and behave and adhere to codes of conduct despite not having the resources. Right? Get poor people to behave, right? You know, make sure, you know, poor people don't have X, Y, and Z, and then you say, oh, well, it's their fault that they're poor and they lack discipline. And I'm not saying that you don't have some people that lack discipline and have other, you know, issues. But at the end of the day, I'm like, they still don't want to pay people. Like, you're not going to get past me on that. You're not going to get past me on that. You know, where people want to be like just one-sided and be like, oh, well, you know, this person is on this. Yeah, but you're on this. Like, let's not forget that. And when it comes to conservatives, they always forget that. I'm like, they're not trying to pay people. I don't care how you want to dice it up. So when you hear all this talk about Christian moral values and we need to have this TradCon situation and we need to have, you know, intact homes. You're not going to have intact homes without paying people. You're not going to have intact homes talking about we don't want to pay people $15 an hour, right, which is nothing. We don't even want to pay people $20 an hour, $25 an hour. We don't want to pay people, right, while homes are the average price of a home is $430,000. And yet you got these white folks running around screaming about we need Donald Trump in the White House, you know, to make America great again. I'm like, Donald Trump in the White House isn't going to make these companies pay you more money on your hourly job. It's not. You know, so you know, I'm just looking at it, you know, for what it is and what the big picture that white people are always missing. Right? And as shit gets worse, as it's gotten worse with inflation and all this post-COVID shit, right? All they're doing is looking for people to blame, looking for non-white people to blame. It's their fault. Oh, and you're breathing up all the white man's air. Oh, you know, it's refugees, it's immigrants, it's this, it's that, all that stuff, right? Completely ignoring the fact that at the end of the day, I don't care how you want to dice it, they don't want to pay you. They don't want to pay you. All the resources that you would need, especially as a man, when we want to talk about, you know, patriarchy and these sort of, you know, gender norms that even the most feminist women don't want to give up, as was explained by James Sexton in his video with Soft White Underbelly. Even they don't want to give it up. They still want men to make more money. They want men to spend more money on them, right? But yet they somehow don't want men to have the power that comes with them making more money because, you know, that's patriarchy. Right? So men are like really stuck between a rock and a hard place, you know, when it comes to this. You got employers that don't want to pay, and you got women that only want to date up and only want to date men that have resources and money, right? Which they should have. But yet the women want to push feminism. at the same time, but they only want to date up. I'm like, how is that possible? There's no such thing as hypergamous equality. It's not possible. But I'm just, in summary, just condensing, I'm like, what is really the core issue? I'm like, employers don't want to pay anybody. Wages have been stagnant over the last, 50 years, right? Where the cost of living and everything has gone up, right? And then due to social media, you have women's, expectations in the dating market that have just gone ridiculous because they see people, a handful of people on social media living these, insane, ostentatious, opulent lives, right? Or ostentatious. It's ostentatious, not ostentatious. Ostentatious, right? They see people living these lives and they're like, I want that, right? And then you got all these women out here, sleeping with 10% of the population, catching all these bodies, and then, they're just going to ride that till the wheels fall off, and then somewhere in their early 30s, they're going to say, I want somebody to wife me up. Meanwhile, all this evidence of their escapades is all over, all online. Anybody can pull it up, look it up, see it, right? Guarantee these white women are going to come out with a bill talking about, the right to be forgotten. I think there was a bill like that years ago, basically designed to allow people to scrub their history from the internet, right? Because all this stuff is on the internet, and later on it ends up hurting people. So I'm just saying, my main focus is on men being gainfully employed so that, family structure, as we've known it for so long, can actually be a real thing. I mean, I think that, that has, that has been finely tuned, the family structure situation that has been finely tuned, and most American men are not on some, be pregnant and barefoot and I don't even have to consider or listen to your opinion or things that you don't want to do, or bullshit, right? Or things that you want to do, right? I'm saying, right? Most men do operate on the happy wife, happy life. All they ask is that the woman be faithful to them, not have a whole bunch of bodies, and that they get to enjoy the woman in, the best, sexually reproductive years of her life. That's what men are asking for. But it seems like, women, with feminism and, I can get my own and all this other stuff, they've been pushing that. Men have kind of okay, they kind of fell back for a while. But then these women, when they're not happy at, close to, whether it's, 35 and up, when they're not happy, then all of a sudden, then they want to, now I want to be a traditional. Yeah, but now you're older and I don't get the best years of your life anymore. And that's how men feel about the situation. And there is a flip side to it, with men, you see this crap with Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti shit is just, dude, you're 53 and you're talking about 26-year-old women that you're attracted to. Again, nobody's saying that he can't get younger women, but you're going to have to pay. They're not going to want you for you at 53 years old. You don't see 50 up there bitching and complaining. 50 is what, 49, 50 years old, something like that. How old is 50 Cent? You know what I mean? And he over there dealing with the whatever that chick is. I don't even know. She's racially ambiguous. You know what I mean? And obviously he's paying. You know what I mean? And not only that, he's more in shape than Irv Gotti has ever been. Irv Gotti got that fat skinny thing going on, like Al Sharpton. Where you look like you were fat and then you lost a whole bunch of weight and now you got skin hanging off of you and shit like that. That's what Irv Gotti looked like, especially in the neck. But yeah, I'm just saying, I mean, the family structure, that's the most important thing. You're going to continue to have all these problems, all these societal problems, if you don't have strong family structures, if you don't have a balance, masculine and feminine energy in the household. You're going to continue to have these social problems. And in my opinion, white people are the most dangerous because white people have a track record and a history of whenever shit's not working for them, it's everybody else's fault. They're the most entitled group of people on the planet. It's their system. They set it up. It's their oligarchy, right? Their people are in positions of power, and their people who are in positions of power are fucking everybody, screwing everybody over. But yet, they can't see that. All they see is, oh, it's the blacks, it's the Asians, it's the Jews, it's the refugees, it's the Muslims, it's everybody but them. The people who are the ones that control the entire system and moving money around and moving resources around and doing all that stuff. Again, it wasn't a black person that was sitting up there at Davos talking about, you will own nothing and be happy. That was somebody who looks like y'all. Okay? You got Red Ice out there talking, right? White genetic annihilation and all that shit. Matt Walsh talking all that stuff. But I'm like, the people who are saying the things to screw you over look like you. Why don't you go over there and focus and talk to them about the shit? But nah. The problem is the blacks. The problem is the Jews. The problem is the Mexicans. The problem is the aliens, right? It's everybody but fucking them. And I just wanted to say this and make a short video about it because, sometimes, like when I'm first going through a video, I'm walking through the thoughts, and then like later on, I can run through the thoughts. You know what I mean? So this is like the quick version. I'm running through the thoughts. I'll post the other video because I did touch on a few other things, but I'm running through the thoughts on this one. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all for now. That's my video. SWP out. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe.